Roll the corn. Welcome to the Truth Now Show. Welcome to the Truth Now Show, where the truth shall be talked about on this Truth Now Show. Roll the corn. Galil at the gun. We know the truth now. Roll the corn. I'm going to die before I lie. Roll the corn. Put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from in the chat. Put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from in the chat. Jacksonville, Florida in the house. Put the corn in the chat. Put where you're from in the chat. Share the live. Subscribe to the YouTube. We know the truth now. Yazoo City in the building. Tennessee in the building. DC in the building. Subscribe to my live subscription. Do that for me. Subscribe to my live subscription. Subscribe to my YouTube membership for exclusive content coming about the book. Chicago in the building. Dallas. Roll the corn. Arkansas, what's up? He said, who the hell is this who is this in the background, Truth Now? I just got to show y'all a little something, teach you a little something, man, that they don't want to teach you, bro. I'm unorthodox. I'm an unorthodox style teacher, brother. I'm unorthodox, man. I got to get your attention so you can, you can get down to the truth, man. Roll the corn. Let's get Casey Making and Keisha the Hood Princess in here. Roll the corn. We know the truth now. Baltimore in the building. Casey Making in the building. Roll the corn. Now, let's get started, man. Well, let's shout out a couple of people. Charleston, South Carolina, Big Uchi Engine. Put the corn, put where you're from in the chat. Texas, Seattle, Mississippi, roll the corn. Detroit in the building. Detroit in the building. Yo, I love y'all. I'm in love with you. Welcome to the Truth Now Show. On this, what this is, Thursday. Welcome to the Truth Now Show. Roll the corn. Oakland, California, Cleveland, Ohio. I'm echoing. Y'all hear me good now? Palm Coast, Florida, Georgia in the building. Amaru Monk. Y'all hear me good? Put a 2 in the chat. Y'all hear me good? Put a 2 in the chat. Put a 2 if you hear me right. I'm good. Loud and clear. We ready? We got it? We good? Okay. Now, roll the corn. Now, let me show y'all about how different cultures around the world got their culture from us. And it's all in the names and it's all in the symbolism. But we don't know the names and we don't know the symbolism. So therefore, we have been lost as a people because they took our knowledge and then they act like they created it. But when you trace the names and the places and what they really mean back to where it all started in the old world, you start to see the truth, right? Now this is gonna be fire. Y'all listen real closely to what I'm about to teach y'all, because ain't nobody ever taught this before. I get on here every day and drop $1 million worth of gems that can lead you right back to the truth, right? Now, this is a Pakistani man named Habib. Now, we all go in the gas station, call these people Habib and Abib and Abibi and Ababu and Habib, right? So, what does these names mean and where does this stuff come from? Where does these people culture come from? Where their names come from? What's the names of their cities? Israel and Pakistan and all these places, like, where y'all come up with all this? Did y'all come up with this or did this come from ancient culture and y'all act like y'all ain't got no connection to American teachings on y'all land, right? So Habib. Let's look up Habib. He's just a regular guy from Pakistan named Habib. But these are these people's names. Habib, Abib, Abu, Hapu, Apu. What did this stuff mean? Roll the coin. I just had to give y'all a man with the name to just try to get y'all into the, Now, the context, Super Mario Logan series, Habib is the character who is described as corn on the cob. Corn on the cob? Habib is corn? Hold on. Habib is corn on the cob. Interesting. Okay. Habib comes from Abib, right? Abib. Y'all listen closely now. Don't get it mixed up. Now, Abib is ear of grain, green ears of corn. And it is the Jewish celestial year known as Nisan, which is a star alignment. Nisan is in the spring. Nisan shows in the spring. So that means that is the start of harvest season. Abib is corn. Oh, hold on, gas station people. Y'all ain't teach us this. Hold on. My people from the gas station, I'm finna ask y'all some questions, bro. Why is y'all named after corn? Why is y'all New Year's, the first month of y'all New Year's, in the spring? Because agriculture started in the spring with the corn. Okay, Abib, Hapu, all of that is corn. Hold on, bro. You gotta take this slow. We gotta take this slow because I want y'all to understand what I'm about to teach y'all, bro. Okay. I'm finna break this down. I'm finna get real deep in a minute. Y'all stick with me. Stick with me now. Okay, let's go back. Real quick. We got people over there named Habib, right? Habib is corn on the cob. Okay. Now, you break Habib down, you get Abib, which is an ear of grain or green ear of corn. And Abib is the first month of the Jewish year, later known as Nisan. Nisan is a star in the star alignment hooked up to the spring equinox. I already know that off the top of my head. That's why the car is called Nissan. That's why the car in China or whoever make Nissan, Japan, China, that's why they call the car Nissan, because it's a part of the spring equinox, the vernal equinox. That is the time to roll the corn. That is the time to sow the corn. Y'all named after corn. Your first month in your year named after corn. Jews. And they come from Hebrew teachings. Okay. Now y'all starting to understand. Nissan. Right? Toyota. Subaru. Subaru is the Pleiades star system. Nissan is a star out of the spring. Okay, now you start to understand. Okay. Abib, ear of corn, green ears of corn. Let's keep going. Babylonian exile, the month of Abib came from known as Nisan, right? In this day you shall go out of Egypt into the month of Abib. The month of Abib, the first month to roll the corn. Okay. First month to roll the corn, right? This Passover festival celebrated. Passover festival, okay. Okay, let's keep going. We just getting the background. Let's keep going. Habib from a unused root, meaning to be tender, green, young ear of grain. Abib Nisan, Abib ear green ears of corn. It say not maize. Not maize. Y'all a damn lie, man. Stop playing. A green ear of corn is maize. What are you talking about? Quit trying to act like the corn ain't build y'all civilization. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Now, Abib. Okay. Tel Aviv. Israel. Tel Aviv. Abib is hooked to Aviv. Let me show you. Hold on. Roll the coin. Hold on. Let me get the receipt. Aviv is hooked to Abib. Same teaching. Right? Tel Aviv, Israel. Abib is hooked to Aviv. It's the same word. Aviv and Abib is the same word. Right? Now I'm tripping. Aviv and Abib hooked together, but they're not the same word. Now, Tel Aviv, what does that mean? Tel Aviv, what does that mean, people? What does Tel mean? What I tell y'all a Tel was in Samaria. What did I tell y'all a Tel was in Samaria? Tel. What does Tel mean? Put it in the chat. Tel means mound. We are learning. I love y'all and I'm in love with you. Now, what is Aviv? What is Aviv, people? Watch this. Watch this teaching. Watch how clever these people is, because we don't know the language. We don't know what they talking about. What's Aviv? You almost there, Tufa. What equinox is it, though? What equinox is it? Aviv. Okay, let me show you. The spring equinox. There you go. A+ for Tufa Dam. He the first person to put it in there. Tufa Dam. This is the mound of the spring in Israel. Okay, now we starting to understand why this Israel over there. You got a mound aligned with the spring equinox for rolling corn. Just like over here, huh? Okay. Okay, the mound for spring. Tel Aviv, Israel. Abib is hooked to Aviv, which is corn. Let's keep going. Why is this Jerusalem? Tel is mound, right? Aviv, Tel is mound. Hold on. Let me get the receipts. Aviv is spring, right? Hold on. Tel is mound. You see that, right? Let's keep going. Tales, right? Tales are important because they offer valuable insight into the lives and customs of people who lived in the region thousands of years ago, including the Israelites, Canaanites, and other ancient cultures mentioned in the Bible. These mounds were formed over time as new layers of civilization were built on top of the ruins of previous settlements in the ancient Middle East. Now, just like we know the truth now taught you, somebody came there and put the mound and rolled the corn first. Just like I taught it. Just like I taught it. You think these aliens you want to. You think they aliens you want to. Your ass lost. You lost and you might not never be found. Somebody culture put the corn in the mounds in Israel first. Jerusalem too. Now you starting to understand. That's why them people over there named Habib after corn. Let the watch shine. Shine on me. Roll the corn. I'm finna break it down. We ain't done. We just warming up. We just warming up, my babies. We just warming up. Many of ancient biblical sites were located on man-made hills. Tales, people. And before Israelites, each such city had a king. Palaces, houses, all right? There are hundreds of such tales in Israel and in the Middle East. Okay, we made that the Holy Land. Our people went over there and made that land holy. Long before they put Israel, the name, all that stuff came, it was mounds there. All of these cities are building on mounds. And I'm going to explain to you why it became holy and where all the other knowledge come from that area, from our ancient culture. Let's keep going. We told you about the tales. Let me see. I got the tales. Canaanite, Israelites. Okay. Roll the corn. Now, natural hill, high walls, earth on top of the hill, mud bricks. Mud bricks. I taught y'all about the adobe brick. We brought the adobe brick over there too, right? Roll the corn. You see it? Natural hills by rivers. We build mounds by natural hills by rivers. Highland. Tails, people. Mounds. Right by the river. Tails. Let's keep going. Whoa. Hold on. We got the tail and the columns. Ancient cities were corn rolled long time before everybody got there. Ancient mounds with columns just like Mississippi. Just like Mississippi. You can go to Windsor Ruins and see the same damn columns and mounds in Windsor Ruins in Mississippi. Look it up. Let's keep going. Tel Aviv, right? Potential ancient astronomical observations from Tel Aviv, the mound of the spring. Tel Aviv aligned with the vernal equinox. Tel Aviv is aligned with the vernal equinox. That is the spring, people. Our culture celebrated the spring for the start of the sowing of seeds of corn. That's where Mardi Gras come from. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Tel Aviv, Yafo. This in the Bible, people. The Hebrew New Year. Tel Aviv, Mound of Spring. Rich history. Why? We talking about Yafo, ancient city of Israel, Yafo, Tel Aviv, Yafo. Tel Aviv, Yafo Mound is an ancient mound, tel, located south of Tel Aviv, Israel, representing Yafa's area, ancient port city, and significant archaeological site aligned with the spring equinox. Right? Mound, ancient mound in Israel. The whole town is named after the mound of the spring. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Tel Aviv translates the spring mound, the mound of the spring. Tel Abib is the mound of corn. The biblical name is Tel Abib, the mound of corn. Let's go back to Habib. Let's go back to Habib. Let's go back to Habib if you think I'm making this shit up. Okay. Habib. Habib is ear of grain, green ears of corn. Habib, ears of corn, green ears of corn. Okay. Roll the corn. where I was at. Right here. Tel Abib in the Bible. The name Tel Aviv is derived from the biblical name Tel Abib, which is the mound of corn. I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. I'm a bad man. Now, who was the Israelites who built the first Israel? Where they come from? Okay, now you start, yeah. Y'all think somebody wants some receipts with we know the truth now? You don't want to get in the ring and spar with truth. You don't want to spar with truth, boy. Nobody. Exclude nobody. You don't want to spar with me. You don't talk about this. You don't know what none of this means. You just think Israel fake. Israelites fake. All this Hebrew fake. How is fake, nigga? How is fake? I told you the mound builders are the people who created all that knowledge, didn't you? Didn't I tell you that? How they fake? In the mounds right there, built by ancient so-called Hebrew people with the virtuous teaching. Apu, Apu, A-P-U. You remember Apu in The Simpsons? Y'all remember Apu in The Simpsons? Apu means virtuous. Apu means virtuous, coming from virtuous farmer of Hebrew. Apu, his name means virtuous. Look it up. Coming from the virtuous farming of the mound builder. You think these names just come up out of nowhere? They just create. This is old stuff. Now, who built a tale, a mound in the Bible named after the mound of corn? Okay. Here you go right here. Yeah. Tel Abib in the Bible. That's the mound of corn, people. The mound of the spring and the mound of the corn. Stop playing. Stop playing. Stop acting like you don't understand what I'm saying, Pan-Africans. Y'all understand exactly what we know the truth now be trying to teach. Everybody understand it. It's common sense. Who won't smoke with me? You don't want no smoke with me, bro. I'm going to show you where all this shit come from. Every last piece of it. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Tel means mound. Hebrew and Akkadian, while Aviv means spring. There you go. Roll the coin. You see it. The biblical Tel Abib, the mound of corn. Modern Tel Aviv in Israel is named after the biblical place Tel Abib, which is mentioned in the book of Ezekiel. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the people who brought that knowledge and that agriculture and all that virtuousness over there to Israel in the Bible came from here. The Atlantean, the Hebrew, God's chosen people came from here with the mound of spring and the mound of corn. Okay, corn from here. Corn from here. Why is corn in the Bible? Ain't nobody breaking these words down. They don't know what they mean. I'm going to break them down. Let's keep going. Tel Abib describes the location where the so-called Jewish exiles lived, right? The Jewish exiles? Oh, okay. Whatever. Roll the coin. Now I see what y'all trying to do. The location is near the Kabar River in the area of Babylon. The name Tel Abib is believed to mean hill of corn and the hill of spring. Okay. We know who taught y'all everything y'all know over there, right? We know who taught y'all what you know. Roll the coin. Hill of corn, hill of spring. Okay, let's keep going. Tel Aviv is a major metropolitan hub. Its early development and growth were indeed linked to the rural agriculture, Hinterland, agriculture. Okay. The crops rolled. Y'all turned that into Israel over time. I understand. Yeah. We built the city first. Y'all came in after us, acting like y'all was the one who created the knowledge. We had already put agriculture and mounds and structures in that area. And y'all made it y'all Kodesh, holy land. Everywhere the mound and the corn is holy land around the world, people. Everywhere you go. Who the Atlanteans is? Who the Hebrews? Who the so-called Israelites? Where they come from? They roll in corn. They come from here. Simple. Y'all can stop playing and acting like I won't bite Umar Johnson's head off for $50,000. It's light work. He light work, bro. Just because they've been on the internet for years lying and talking shit don't mean they smart. They don't know nothing. They know African history. I know world history. We different. They don't know nothing about where Tel Aviv and all that come from. They don't know. Why ain't nobody talked about this? Let's keep going. They don't know. They don't know no about it. The fertile land for agriculture. Tel Aviv, fertile land used for agriculture. How did the desert get fertile in Israel? How did the desert get fertile soil in Israel? We made it Kemet. We made Egypt Kemet. We made Israel Kemet. We made Jerusalem Kemet. We made Mesopotamia Kemet. Now y'all starting to understand what I'm trying to teach? We saved them people. They got spirituality from us and we fed them. And we taught them the star alignment. And we taught them everything they know in these books they got over there today. Now you starting to understand what I'm trying to tell you? Yeah, I'm breaking history every day. I break history every day. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Tel Aviv, right? So-called Jewish homeland, because the Jewish people culturally assimilated the mound building culture. The Jewish people culturally assimilated the mound building culture before them. That's where they got their learnings, their teachings from. The mound building culture that was there before them. Now you see it. Now you see it. The Muslim people got their culture, got their teachings from mound building cultures that came before them. Egypt got their culture from a mound building culture that came before them. That's the old world. Tel Aviv has a history of agriculture activity. Talking about Jewish settlers who developed innovative farming techniques to thrive in the region's climate. There wasn't no Jewish people. There were melanated people, ancient melanated people, mound builders. There wasn't no Jews. Y'all acting like y'all did it. No. The mound showed y'all didn't do it. The mound is thousands and thousands of years old. Y'all not that old, Jewish people. Why y'all over there fighting in Pakistan? Israel. Why? Y'all didn't build the first Israel. Why are y'all fighting over it? It's hunter-gatherer shit going on. Y'all want to be the holy people so bad, you want to fight over it. Y'all didn't build it. The corn built Israel. Roll the corn. Let's keep going. Habib, a Hebrew word translated into as spring, symbolizes the renewal. Mound created over centuries through accumulation of successive layers of civilizations built one over the other, just like Egypt. Egypt is built one over the other. That's why you got shit underground with the pyramid on top. Egypt built over the top of buried civilizations. So you keep going down into labyrinths. That's where they come from. That is Duat. That is Duat. The underworld, you keep building and building and building on ancient spots. That's Duat. It ain't got nothing to do with all that old super counterfragilistic shit y'all talking about the pyramid. That's what's down there. Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Tel Aviv, Hebrew means spring, renewal and prosperity, right? Modern research revealed Ezekiel was referring to the positive concept, Akkadian word, abubu, which means flood or destruction, right? So now they get to talking about flood, this area gonna flood, right? Archaeological mound of Tel, mound of ruins, heap of destruction. After they tore up Israel, now they called it a boo-boo. After they tore it up and it flooded and all that, now they want, the river overflowed in the city a little bit. Now they want to call it the mound of ruins. Because the Assyrians tore it up. The mound of desolation. The Assyrians tore it up. Assyrian kings boasted about destroying their enemies. Now, I taught that long time ago. Didn't I tell y'all the Assyrians took Hebrews as slaves? Didn't I tell y'all that? Didn't I tell y'all the Assyrians took Hebrews as slaves and made them dig gold? Did I tell y'all that? Who remember that? Who been on my channel a long time? Didn't I tell y'all the Assyrians took Hebrew slaves and made them dig gold? They turned it into the Anunnaki story, people. They turned it into the Anunnaki story. That shit ain't true. There weren't no aliens giving nobody no DNA to dig gold. These were Assyrians making our people dig gold in Mesopotamia when they took over Israel, Jerusalem. That's where our people were first stationed in that area of the country. Then they went to Cush. And enslaved Cush. They fought against Taharka. Taharka is the king of the Israelites. Taharka, melanated people. See, that proves my point right there. Taharka said, "You're not gonna enslave my people." Taharka was a melanated king. Go look him up. You're not going to slay my people, Assyrians. If he talking about his people and he melanated, who were the mound builders? Who were the God's chosen people? Because Cushites was God's chosen people. Taharka was the king of the Cushites. You better go do the research, bro. And Taharka is a descendant of Timeri. That's why they so good with the bow and arrow. See, you got to be able to put the history together so people can understand and have something to go look at it and really learn it, bro. That's what I hang my hat on. I'm going to teach it the way you can go look up the research and learn it the right way. Somebody enslaved our bloodline on African and Middle Eastern and Mesopotamian soil. Right? Egyptians enslaved us. Assyrians enslaved us. Greeks, Romans, everybody enslaved us. God's chosen people get enslaved. The Spanish enslaved God's chosen people when they came. De Soto came to Louisiana and Mississippi. He was enslaving God's chosen people again for the second time. After we went to Egypt, we got enslaved the first time. They coming back, they take that over, double back, and come to America and enslave my bloodline again. Why would they enslave us? Because we could do everything. We can farm, dig gold, we can make castles, pyramids, we can do everything. That's why God say, let my people go in the Bible, right? Which is a meaning of let nature's people go. That's what it really means. Let the nature people who figured this stuff out a long time ago, let them go. Let's keep going. Roll the coin. See, Tel Aviv, location, Babylonian document discovered in Ur. Babylonian document discovered in Ur talking about what? Debt contracts. debt contract. Now we getting into Babylon teaching. Now we getting into Babylon. Now, is Samaria, right? This is Mesopotamia. They put Tel Aviv, which is Israel, in debt, people. You see that? And they write that down in cuneiform. You write down debts in cuneiform, right? Cuneiform tablet. You write debts of what? What are you writing debts of on cuneiform tablet? What they owe us? Put it in the chat. What do you think they owe them? Corn, Casey Macon. You write down debts of corn in cuneiform from the city of which is Mesopotamia. Y'all are taxing Jerusalem or Tel Aviv, where our people was. Y'all are taxing where our people was. Simple. Y'all think them tablets ain't got debts of corn on them? The Nineveh corn tablet is a debt of corn. Written in cuneiform. I'm a bad man. Y'all are taxing Israel where our people was long time ago in debts of corn. And I can prove it. I don't just talk about this, I do this shit. I do this, bro. Right? Therefore, Tel Aviv, right? Talking about metaphor for exile, devastation in Babylon, right? So the original people were getting exiled out of these places. That's what the Bible is talking about. You're getting kicked off your land that you cultivated. You're getting exiled from Kemet, or the black soil of the land our people created. Same way they exiled us to Oklahoma, they exiled our ass in Babylon. If you don't learn your history, it will repeat itself. I can't teach you no better. I can't teach you no better. Now that y'all see where all this stuff come from. Now you see where everything come from. Let's keep going. I'm getting a little deeper. I ain't done. Jerusalem, particularly the area of the old city, is built on a mound, people. You think I'm making this shit up? Yeah. Centuries of human habitation and destruction of this area. And it is key characteristics of the region. Jerusalem is built on a mound, people. That speaks volumes. And it's called Tel Aviv or Tel Abib, the mound of the spring and the mound of the corn. That speaks volume. Let's keep going. Jerusalem and the surrounding Judean mountains have a long history of ancient agriculture. Techniques, terraces, crops. They say grapes, olives, and figs dating back thousands of years. But the corn was there too. Don't act like the corn wasn't there. Don't do that. Y'all AI ain't gonna tell y'all the whole truth. Y'all didn't name it the mound of the olives, the mound of the grapes. You named it the mound of corn. Yeah, let's keep going. Now, let's get deep. Jesus comes from Jerusalem, right? Jesus comes from Jerusalem. Heru comes from Jerusalem. Right? Heru was born on a virgin birth, just like Jesus in Jerusalem. Heru was born in Jerusalem. Jesus was born in Jerusalem. He resurrected after 3 days, the same as Jesus. There is no record for both of them between 18 and 30. Okay. The Holy Trinity, Asar, Aset, Heru, Osiris, Isis, and Horus, equals in importance to the Christian Trinity, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. The major difference is the Kemetic Trinity has a father, mother, and son. The woman mother was never taken away. And further, there are some other scholars who state the woman was the first deity, the mother goddess. There are enough pockets of data to create an interesting discussion about this. Sure the hell is. Sure is. Now, did the teachings of Heru turn into the teachings of Christianity? Yes. Yes. Ancient Samaria got a lot to do with this story too. But I'm just gonna stick to the Egypt to Jerusalem part. But it go back farther than this because Samaria had the same teachings, right? But I'm just gonna stick to Egypt and Jerusalem right now because it's just in the timeline that I got for y'all right now, right? Let's keep going. Now, this finna get deep. Y'all might need to screen record this. Because I'm gonna put this on YouTube also. But I'm finna get real deep, and you got to understand what they're trying to tell you. Listen. Heru and Jesus. The extraordinary comparison seemed to lead credence to Western religion, borrowing and imitating the ancient Kemetic religion. Western religion imitating. Okay, I hear you. Heru's mother's name was Mary, while Jesus' mother's name was Miriam, a.k.a. Mary. Heru's mother's name was Mary. Do you understand it? If you understand it, put it in the chat. Where did Heru ideology come from? I'm a bad man. Mary, Heru's mother goddess, the teaching of Heru came from Mary. That's how Mary, people. Simple, plain, no filler, no hiding the truth, no none of that. Mary. Heru murdered. Herod tried to have Jesus murdered. The coming of the age ritual of both was 12 years. Occurred in the river Aradanus, Jesus at the river Jordan. Both were baptized at 30. Both Anoop the baptizer with Heru, John the baptizer with Jesus. Do you see the pattern? Do you see the pattern? Let's go back. Let's go back to Mary, because we cannot forget this. Heru's mother's name was Mary. Who created Heru? Mary. Mary. Now you understand the story? Let's keep going. I didn't say it. Y'all put it in the chat. It's common sense. I ain't say it. Mary, Mary. Common sense. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Let's go all the way back. Let's go back. Now, where we was at? Right here. Mary, virgin birth. Right here. Kemetic, Mary. Okay. Right here. Right here, okay. Both walked on water. Both cast out demons. Both healed the sick and restored sight to the blind. Heru raised Asar, his dead father, from the grave. Jesus raised Lazarus from the grave. Both were crucified between two thieves, buried in a tomb, descended to hell, and resurrected after 3 days. Now, why is this story so powerful? They are talking about the Heru ideology came from the stars, people. The Heru ideology came from stories of star constellations moving around the celestial star alignments. Hunter-gatherers don't understand that. So they take the story literally and turn it into Jesus' story, right? But at the same time, I'm not dissing Christianity. I'm dissing that people have to teach it to where it all came from. And then you understand that book. And then you understand from the star alignment all the way to Christianity. All of it is still our knowledge. You just got to know how to decipher it, right? That's why our people are still hooked to the Bible. See, we always try to figure out, why are we still reading the Bible? They try to, it's so evil, it's so bad. Whole time, it's a remix of the ancient culture. It's a remix of the ancient culture. So it still has a connection to your people. That's why they can reel you in with it. Y'all see what I'm saying? So, and they put themselves in the book, and they made themselves look good, and they put a YT man as the face of ancient knowledge remixed, right? That's why our older ancestors were still drawn to that, because it's still our story. Because the Heru story was written from the stars, and then they got it and turned it into the Jesus story, right? But the story still resonates with our people a lot, because the story is ancient, coming from our people the whole time. The enemy put themselves in it and then switcherooed it and remixed it to fit the narrative of slavery and fit the narrative to keep people from acting out against other people or keep people in line with the book, right? I don't like to diss Christianity because I know where it came from. A lot of people like to diss Christianity. Like Billy Carson, you can't diss Christianity and then teach Anunnaki knowledge, bro. Because Enlil got a whole lot to do with Jesus also. Enlil got a lot to do with Jesus also. So don't diss Jesus and then teach Enlil. That's crazy. That's why I don't fuck with y'all. Because you're not going to teach it right to my people. Like I'm going to teach it. Enlil might have been around before Horus, right? So you still got to put all that in the context. That story was passed down from Samaria to Egypt, all the way to Israel, all the way to the Bible. From mound building cultures, right? I want y'all to understand that. So when we come to this knowledge, we cannot down one part of the knowledge and up the next part. That means you have an agenda. If you are pushing Sumerian knowledge to the fullest, you got an agenda. You pushing Egyptian knowledge to the fullest, you got an agenda. You pushing Africa to the fullest, you got an agenda, because all of the knowledge came from one particular people. It just became metaphors and myths and mythology. And you got to be able to break that down and teach it to our people, right? Because it came from our ancient culture of making a story off of the star alignments they saw in the sky. That became a whole storyline, right? Roll the coin. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. So we are spiritual people. Don't get that messed up. We are very spiritual people. We had spiritual stories. They just took it and ran with it, right? Let's keep going. Both Heru and Jesus, no matter how perceived, were spiritual beings attempting to teach redemption, living similar lives. Regardless of one's belief, there is no escape. Each individual must live a righteous and moral life. Ain't no debate about that. You sure right. Ain't no debate about that. We got to live virtuous, righteous, and live a moral life. That's true. And that's what the ancient culture was teaching: virtue, righteousness, morals. But when the Roman Catholic Church get the information, they turn it into evil, pagan, sacrifice for monetary value. It all started with morals, virtue, nature, right? It depends on how you teach it and how you taking it in as a person, and what bloodline you come from. We take it as righteousness, moral life, virtue. They take it as they want to, sacrifice, pagan, devil worship, and they take it the wrong way. Right? Let's keep going. Watch this. The conference also changed Jesus' place of birth from a cave in Nubia to a manger in Bethlehem. Whoa. Why are y'all even talking about Jesus in Nubia? I thought the Nubians were melanated people. See what I'm saying? Y'all changed the teachings of so-called Jesus, talking about he came from a cave in Nubia to a manger in Bethlehem. Now, who lived in the Nubian area? Melanated Timerican people lived in the Nubian area, people. I just want to show y'all that to let y'all know that some kind of way that knowledge came from that way. The knowledge came from the Nubian way. That's the reason. I'm not really talking about this literally, as in Jesus literally, but the knowledge of the Kemet knowledge and all of that and all that storyline came from Nubia somewhere, people. And I told y'all Nubians were Timericans. I told y'all that the whole time I've been on TikTok, and I still stick to that because that's what my research led me to. And now when I do the new research, it still leads me back to where I really think it started it over there with the Cushites on the Nile. The Nubians. Now, ultimately, taking Christianity out of Africa, where it was created. See, Christianity was created over there, right? Took it to Rome, but y'all got the knowledge from Nubians of their story, right? Emperor Constantine called a meeting to unify the divided church, ultimately taking Christianity out of Africa. That's why they talk about Constantine all the time. And he on the evil Constantine type shit. You see what I'm saying? Roll the coin. Let's look at the bottom. There we go again. Heru's mother was named Mary. Now, let's get into this. Let's get into this, man. Ancient Egyptians, right? Now watch this. Egyptians was called by the people Timeri. Timeri people. Don't think Timeri. The Heru Mary comes from Timeri. That's where they come from. Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Another name for Egypt is Timeri. Right? The beautiful land. Timeri, the land is deposited. Let's keep going. I'm going to prove that they called it Timeri. Our people was over there, bro. The black land, Kemet. Right? The black land, Kemet. You see it? Timeri. Roll the coin. We know the truth now. Now watch this. El Amaru, dragon, Draco, the two-headed dragon. The Mississippian culture got the same teaching, people. Draco dragon. I just showed y'all the griffin yesterday. The griffin is the dragon that is Draco. Casey Macon, am I lying? Where you at, Casey Macon? Where you at, Casey Macon? Am I lying? This is the piazza of the Mississippian. Where you at, Casey Macon? You in there? Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Now see, El Amaru, the dragon, draconian, right? Like I taught you yesterday, that's the dragon. That's the Draco symbol. Tartaria got it on their flag. China too. It's on the Mississippi River, older than both of these places. Older than whatever. If Tartaria, I don't think Tartaria is real. I just like to teach it this way so you can understand it. Tartaria ain't really nothing but buildings our people built all over the world. Right? But that's the first symbolism of the Draco, the dragon, in the sky, right? Piazza means Draconis. Piazza means Draconis, which is Draco. Right? So when you see this El Amaru, that's where this stuff comes from. The dragon. The dragon is on the Mississippian culture's artifacts, just like this. All the way through the world, right? Let's keep going. Tamaru, right? These are the symbols. These are the symbols. Let's blow that up. Now, you see the X, you see the plow, and you see the feather. You see the X, you see the plow, and you see the feather. They are talking about their ancestors from here, people. The Tamari or the Tamaru are the people plowing the field. They are the people cultivating the field. And Egypt talked about that. Let me see, can I find it in the other receipt I just left? Let me see. The land of the hoe, the land of the plow. That's what they're trying to tell you. I got this somewhere. Right? The gift of the goddess Mary, who has a dual from the Mary Rest, the South, and the Mary Maha, the North. Now, they could be talking about North America and South America, people. To be honest with you, I'm studying that. I'm still on that. I ain't done with that yet. But you see the goddess Mary is the mother of Heru, comes from Tamari. That's fire, man. Come on, man. Who taught y'all about Heru ideology? Who taught you about the Assyrians and the mound and the pyramid? We taught them that. We taught them that. Just like I wrote it up. Just like I wrote it up. Can't explain it no better, right? Now I want to show y'all what they call it, the land of the plow. Land of the river, right? Tamari, another name. It's something else I wanted to show y'all. Hold on. It's some more receipts I got. Right? Tamari or Ta'unk, meaning the land of the flood and fertile soil. Kemet, meaning the black soil, right? From the black soil, the land of the sycamore tree. Sycamores all over the Mississippi River, people. Sycamores ain't really from Africa. Sycamores got bought to Africa. They could stop it. I could prove that. Earth god, Geb, meaning the coverer's land with the flood water. Geb is the water, people. the creation story, right? Egypt is a gift of the Nile and the Egyptians. It's something else I wanted to show y'all about the land of the hoe. I got to find it and show it to you, right? I'm going to find that. It's in here somewhere. But y'all need to be screenshotting these receipts. These receipts major. These receipts major. So I showed y'all that. Now, Tamaru with the plow and the feathers and the X, right? Let's keep going. The Egyptians called the country Kemet, which means black, after the color of the soil, right? Tamari, Ta meaning earth, land, right? That's fire. Let's keep going. Kemet first made its appearance around 11th dynasty, around the same time as another term, the beloved land, people. Beloved land. That's where they come from. Timeri is the beloved land. Let's keep going. The Egyptians, sense of superiority was given religious validation as the land of Timeri, Egypt, where anathema to the maintenance of Ma'at, right? Ma'at. Watch this. Expressed by, in reaction to the chaotic events of the second intermediate period, foreigners in Egypt texts were described in terms, right? Asiatics, Semites, Cushites, Nubians, right? And Greek called them Ionian dogs. They called the Greeks dogs, bro. Egyptians believe remained challenged when Egypt fell to Hyksos, Assyrians. I told you, Assyrians took over Egypt, which were Arabian-style people who took the knowledge out of there. I told y'all the Assyrians took a lot of people as slaves, right? But this is what I want y'all to see. Timeri. Let's keep going. Timeri, the plow. This herds the cattle, people. This is the feather. The plow for agriculture. The feather because of Timeri. The feather is from here, people. That's why the feather is on the hieroglyphics. They're talking about the people from Timeri with the feathers. The Nubians wore feathers, people. And the pharaoh was buried with this. This is the crook and the flail. Agriculture knowledge, right? That's where they come from. Now, this is why I break the code in. This is why I break the code in, right here. That's a number system. Where did that number system come from? Look at that closely and tell me where that number system come from. Think about it. Who got a number system look like that? Who got a number system look like that? Yes, in America, but what culture had a number system that looked like that? Rex Mundi, A+. Rex Mundi, follow Rex Mundi. That is a Mayan 8. That is a Mayan 8, people. The line is 5, the dots is 3, that's 8. Let me show you. Now, why is a Mayan 8 way the hell over there in goddamn Egypt? Hold on. Let me show you. The Mayan 8. I got that receipt now. I know I ain't tripping. Whoa. Maya numerals. That is 8. In the hieroglyphics. These are Mayan hieroglyphics for numbers. Why is a South American Mayan numeral in Egyptian hieroglyphics? Why? Shouldn't be there. I thought these cultures ain't got no connection. Don't nobody know nothing about nothing. So the Mayan 8, which might stand for the 8th century or something like that, or the 8, it got to stand for some type of year or some type of, I ain't broke that down. It might be the year, like I say, y'all, I like to tell this to Casey Macon all the time. We have so much real history. We don't have to lie about aliens, bro. We don't have to keep teaching Thoth and Enlil and Enki. We ain't got to keep forcing shit down people's throat with all that old mythology, bro. We got so much history and so much stuff to learn. We can sit there for years and years and years and learn this real history. It's so intelligent. It's so widespread. We don't have to lie to our own people. That's why I be attacking these dudes, bro. We got real history, bro. And it's amazing. We don't have to go out at the extraterrestrial, the celestial gods. We ain't got to do all that. We got people in mounds and pyramids with this teaching on the wall. And ain't nobody even deciphered that yet. You talking about an alien, you ain't even deciphered the outside of the temples in Mexico, Egypt, mounds in America. You don't even know about, you got to decipher that before you try to move on to others. Learn your history that's already in your face. They put it there for you, right? Let's keep going. Mayans. Now let's go back to the glyph. Let's go back to the glyphs. We ain't just gonna make up nothing about no glyphs, bro. You cannot get on this internet and just make up glyphs. That is disrespecting your ancestors. You just can't get on here and be like, that mean that mean this, and put your own swing on it. Nigga, is you crazy? You can't do that. That's still cultural assimilation land, bro. I don't even know what that mean right there. There might be water, people. I don't know what that would mean. I'm studying this stuff. This stuff, it's so much of it. Now I know that might be a boat. That might be the plow. That's the feather. That's the number 8 from the Mayan counting system. So it might be the year they came with the plow and the boat, with the feather, with the agriculture came on water. That's what that might mean. I'm saying it might mean that, right? But we already know that's a feather. That's the crook and the flail. That's a plow, and it's 8. Now these two I'm working on. That might be a boat, and that might be a water or a mound or something. But that is a plow. That is a feather. That is the number 8. That might be the year they came. So I'm just using common sense with what I know about our culture to try to put it together. I just can't get on here and say this is exactly what it means because I didn't create this stuff. Our ancestors created it. So I'm not going to put we know the truth now belief on our culture. I just try to lead it the right way, and hopefully I'm right, and hopefully I'm leading the people in the right direction. Because this stuff is hard to figure out. But I'm not going to get on here and just make up no glyphs and give it to you, bro. That's foolishness. No, you can't. Your ancestors not going to let me just make up no shit and give it to my people. No. That's how I know these people are not of our culture. They just making shit up. Yeah, man, you got to study this stuff. This stuff ain't sweet, bro. This stuff ain't sweet. Now let's go here. Okay. Like I told you, that might be the crook and the flail, the feather. That's the 8. That's the plow. Now this right here. The X. The X of Timeri. The X of Tamaru. That's why the Olmecs are wearing the X, people. That's why the Olmecs had the X also. Right? The Mississippians had the X also. Right? Here go the Mississippian chart right here. The Mississippian got the X also with the circle around it, right? So this is how you connect our culture, bro. This is how you connect the cultures from this side of the world to that side of the world? Which one is older? Which one does it mean the same thing? That's how you got to put it together. That's the only way you can learn this stuff, bro. You cannot just freestyle the knowledge, bro. You not the information like that. They are the information. Anybody trying to make they self the information, I already know you lost your marbles, bro. You out of there. You fried. They are the information, the ancestors. You get it from them and you try to decipher it through the teachings of what they taught. You just don't get up here and just make up shit and act like it's true. I'm not going to never do that because I know you would get cursed by your ancestors like that, leading your people wrong, bro. And I'm not going to never do that. Roll the coin. I'm just going to show you the similarities of what's going on, right? So we got the cross and the X with the sun, Mississippian culture, right? They are the information. We are not the information. We learning from them. They broke this from us through colonization. So we got to learn it from them. Not through no motherfucker on the internet just thinking he know everything. No. Hell no. Get out the way, bro. Move. You're doing too much. Right? Now let's go back to this. Now, we got the owl. We got the X and the owl of Timeri, right? The owl, the X, look like it might be a mound, who knows? But the owl and the X, right? Now let's go see if the Mississippian culture got owls. Right? Look. Look, the owl, the X, right? You see it. That's fire. Mississippian culture got owls. Effigy bees with owls. Right? Owls. Owl effigy water bottle, Mississippian culture. Wisdom, vision, wisdom, owl. That's where they come from. Look, Mississippian culture, owls. Right? Let's go break that down. Owls are often associated with wisdom, intuition, sacred knowledge, people, of the deceased ancestors. Just like I just taught it. You break the sacred knowledge down from the ancestors. You don't make this shit up and just be swinging just swinging away. You don't do that, bro. You get it from the ancestors. Let's keep going. Egypt, the same thing. Wisdom, protection, connection to the afterlife. Same thing. Wisdom. Wisdom in the Mississippian culture is wisdom in Egypt. I can't explain it no better. I can't go no harder. Roll the coin. I showed y'all that. Now let me see what else I got. The Mayan dot system with the 8, right? The Mayan dot bar system of math. Hieroglyphic math. That's exactly what's on this hieroglyph of Egypt. Right here. Same thing, people. Roll the coin. Now, I just broke all that down. If y'all missed the first part of this live, go to my YouTube. The link is in my bio. I put every one of my lives on YouTube around 1 o'clock every day if you missed the first part of it. Israel is built on a mound. Jerusalem is built on a mound. Tel Aviv means the mound of the spring. Tel Abib means the mound of corn. Built over in Israel, right? Jerusalem also has the mound of the spring built over Jerusalem. So you got to add that to the knowledge. People act like these mounds ain't got nothing to do with history. They just steady looking at pyramid, just humping on the pyramid. But the mound is the most sacred spot on the face of the earth because it is the oldest spots on the face of the earth with knowledge and agriculture, right? So I just wanted to show y'all that. And y'all check that out. Tel Aviv, the Mound of Spring, Jerusalem. Check out Jerusalem mounds. I'm trying to find, I might do another live with all the artifacts. I ain't through pulling the artifacts that they found in the ancient mounds, but you know, it's hard to find them over there because so many civilizations took away from the first Jerusalem. So the couple of artifacts I do find, I'm gonna try to match them up with mound builder artifacts. You know how I do. And that's the only way we can learn this knowledge, bro. It's the only way. So the moral of the story is ancient cultures which are biblical or which are so-called ancient stories that they're telling all started with areas with mounds and agriculture named after corn. Roll the corn, bro. We know the truth now, man. The reason this is so important because it shows you where these people get their culture from today, right? Habib, Tel Aviv, Habib, all that stuff. This stuff is talking about corn. Hebrew Bible, Habib. The start of the New Year's name, Habib, bro. That's the spring. So, same teaching is over here, but our teaching is way older than Jerusalem. This is what I'm trying to tell people. Way older. I taught y'all that Heru came from Mary, which is Ty Mary, the goddess Mary. That ideology came from America. So, anybody got any questions, hop in the chat real quick. Take a couple of questions. I love y'all and I'm in love with you, man. Hope y'all learned something today. If you didn't get the whole thing, subscribe to my YouTube. And I'm going to put this on YouTube in a couple of hours. And subscribe to my live subscription. That's my cash app right there. Everybody who cash out me, I love you and I'm in love with you. I appreciate that. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to put the artifacts together from Israel and Jerusalem into mound builders artifacts from America and show you that it's the same teaching. But those people in the mounds are the first people to do it. Because the mounds well over 10,000 years old. Jerusalem is not 10,000 years old, people. Nowhere near it. Tel Aviv is not 10,000 years old. Yes, the mother goddess. She is the first part of creation. That's true. That's true. Well, no questions, man. I love y'all. I'm in love with you. Galil at the gun. That means roll the corn. Appreciate everybody for subscribing to my YouTube, subscribing to my live subscription, becoming members on YouTube. I appreciate all of that. I just got back on Instagram. Like I say, I almost got 500,000 views in like 2 weeks. People are sharing, commenting. I love it, man. We learning. We staying virtuous. We are interacting with our own people more on these apps and getting to the bottom of our real history. And it's a lovely thing to see. And it's a lovely thing to be here while this is going on in this world, because this hasn't went on for a long time, of our people getting along and not arguing over this stuff and trying to put the pieces together. And because a lot has been done to our people. A lot of our people traumatized, they don't even know it. Because a lot has been done to keep the truth away from our people. So I'm speaking to us. Only time I speak out, I don't really even speak outside of my personal following, because a lot of people are baiting and trying to bait you up to do debates and bait you up to do other things that it's not in line with the culture I teach. So I try to stay away from that. But I will tear Umar Johnson head off, step out the lane for a minute. So, thank you for the cash up. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. But the power of this knowledge is so powerful. It fuels your spirit to the point to where you just can't be stopped. Like, I don't care what go on through your day, what kind of messed up stuff happen, or the power of you knowing where things come from and what your people done for this earth and what your people done for spirituality and done for food and done for architecture of buildings is amazing. It's amazing. They dumbed us down and tried to redo it, but they couldn't do it because you got to be of nature. You got to be of being. You got to be one of the chosen people to even put their stuff even to use. Now, y'all stole some of the knowledge, but a lot of that stuff they still can't do today. They still trying to figure it out. And I'm going to tell y'all something else before I get out of here, bro. A lot of people are taking information from people like me who ain't hooked to the information and trying to teach it. Like I seen a Native American saying something that I said. I'm like, damn. You gonna really get on here and talk like me, bro? These people are still learning from us, bro. They still learning from us. They still regurgitating our knowledge. They still trying to pick our brain. They listening. They are still not connected to it in 2025. Now imagine 10,000 years ago, they weren't connected nowhere. They just outside watching. Same thing they doing right now. Same thing. I love each and every one of y'all, man. Y'all, everybody get in the chat, follow everybody. Y'all subscribe to my YouTube because I do not want y'all to miss these lives, bro. Because sometimes I do this stuff and I'll never do it again. And somebody be trying to learn a certain thing, and y'all got to go back to the YouTube and pull that stuff out. Because I just be jumping all over the place with subjects. Because when I get up early in the morning and put my slides together for my live, it just go off what I feel and what I feel like teaching that day and what they downloaded on me to tell for that day. So I might say some stuff that you might not never hear me say again. And I don't be want people to miss these little jewels. Because sometimes the small things can make you learn the big things. Right? And I had to learn that small information that's vital opens up the whole spectrum of what we learning. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it is, man. Y'all have a great day. I love you. Galil had the gun. That means roll the corn. We know the truth now. I love you and I'm in love with you.